We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky.
What's up, guys? My name's Daniel. Feel free to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free, costs you nothing. If you feel like donating, there's a way to do that down in the description. I love to have my back scratched. I like giving free information, but it also feels good to have a little bit returned to me as well. So, I also have a Facebook page if you guys want to check that out, or you have questions, or you just want to join, post your bike, whatever, talk about things. That link is also in the description. I have my PayPal link in there if you want to send a donation to buy me a cup of coffee, whatever. It also helps support the channel. So without further ado, let's get started. Hopefully I get to help you guys out today. Let's get going. Well, we decided we're going to sell my little bike because it's just not enough for me and her. And which I kind of figured would happen. It wouldn't take long. And I bought a big Suzuki Bully. So this is my new bike. It's pretty nice, has very low miles, 2009 fuel injected. It was cared for by an old guy, got it for a really good price, and just needs a little cleaning now. It's been, he parked it outside to sell it, so it got a little bit of raindrops and stuff on it, but I promise you this thing looks immaculate after you clean it off. So yeah, I only paid $1,300 for it. It's 2009, has 7,000 miles on it. It's gonna need some tires pretty soon, but other than that, it's a gorgeous bike. Sounds awesome, beautiful bike. It's in like pristine condition. So I figured she wanted something with back support and I wanted something a little larger with a bit more power, so we got it. She should have an enjoyable experience with me on this now. So yep, gorgeous bike, just gorgeous. Big old bully. Alright, let me unload it. And there you go. So, I gotta figure out where this vacuum line goes. I'm pretty sure that's the problem with this bike. I'll have to remove the tank, figure out where that vacuum line plugs in at, and my money's on this bike runs really well. Hence the price I got it for. So, it's way too new. It's way too nice, and it sounds too healthy to have major issues. There's no check engine lights on, so whatever this vacuum line got disconnected from is what's creating the issue for this bike. Guaranteed. Once I pull the tank, we'll know a lot more. And just for my own cognizance, bro, that line that was sticking out the side actually attached to right here. Both sides of the throttle bodies have one of these. This is some kind of like pre-airway system. There's one here and there's one here. The one that was on this side of the throttle body was connected here. The one that was on that side somehow fell off, managed to weasel its way over here, and so I redirected that line where it's supposed to go down there and routed it, and then plugged it into where it should go right here. And now I'm gonna make a bet if I start this thing up, it's gonna run like a top. So let's slap the tank back on. My money's on this thing fires right up and has no issues. Ooh, sounds healthy. Okay, let's see what it does. This thing has a clutch safety. So it definitely has an FI light on. So we need to dig deeper into this bike. Problematic. Oh, I was hoping I took the win on that one. Grr. So if you were curious, man, the front cylinder is not firing. I did rehook up that line. That line goes to right here. On this piece right there, that's where that one line went to. So that was the vacuum leak. But if you're curious why it was running the way it was running and it wasn't taking any throttle and the FI light was coming on, that would be because this cylinder right here is not firing. So it's either a fuel injector, a coil, or a plug. So I'm about to test to see if it has spark. If it has spark, then it's only one thing left it could be, and that's a fuel injector. And then I would end up pulling all this down to get to the fuel injector and replace it. But that would be why. So the front cylinder was completely dead. I kind of knew that when I went to look at the bike. I was like, man, it's definitely running on one cylinder of some kind. It's clearly creating the problem. So I'm going to stick a spark plug in here and see if it gets spark. If it gets spark, then I know that that plug should be firing. I'm going to remove the plug anyways because I want to do a compression test on the front cylinder while I have it out. But other than that, yeah, if I get spark, then I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's probably the coil pack, or I'm sorry, the fuel injector has failed, because there's, like I said, it can only be two things at that point. Coil, spark plug, wire, right, and fuel injector. But if we have spark and I'm getting spark to here and the spark plug's in good shape, then there's only one thing left it could be: fuel injector. Front fuel injector. So let me grab a spark plug, plug it in, and see what it does. Okay, so here's where we're at. Spark plug out. It is firing. The spark plug head was not actually set correctly. It is now. So I've got that set correctly. However, I was getting spark. So we know the coil's good. We know the wire's good. We know it's sparking. Question is it low on compression or is it not getting fuel? So now I'm going to hook up my compression tester here and we're going to find out if the front cylinder has compression or enough to run. Hopefully this doesn't have a blown cylinder, because that would make me very, very, very upset if this had a blown cylinder on it. So let's connect this and I'll show you what the numbers are. It's a little low. Should be around 150. I mean, it's not horrible. It would run all the way. So right now it's sitting at about 140, 145. Should be about 150, 160. I'll take it though. That's close enough. It's got plenty of compression to start. So I know our problem. We have a bad fuel injector. Relieve all that pressure. Pop that cylinder out. She's ready to rip, Chip. I'm just going to order a fuel injector and problem solved. I decided to clean those fuel injectors because when I looked them up online, they had $19 cheap ones, which I bought. But then I realized, like, you know what, I should probably just try to clean them first, and I did. But the OEM ones for this bike are like $279 a piece, and that's the K-Hins that I have on here currently. So I have a fuel injector cleaner system, and what we're going to do is see if this one sprays. I have it connected to the battery on raw side, which is red, and then I have ground out point right here. As you can see, I have my carb cleaner. And we're going to see if this fuel injector actually sprays still, because I tested the one on the front that didn't work, and that one was closed shut, but I finally got it to free up, which means there was a bunch of rust inside that one. It was barely producing fuel. This is the one that's been running, but hasn't been supplying a lot of fuel, so I'm going to guess this one's in the same shape. So if you have one of these neat little systems here, you can actually clean your own fuel injectors, because after looking at the eBay one, I decided not good. So I'm going to lightly put my legs around this can so I can put a little pressure on it, and then I'm going to tap the negative side on here, tap, 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 and see if we get a lot of spray. Let's see if we can clean these injectors out with a lot of pressure. Oops. Okay, so this one's definitely clogged up still. Let's see if I can get a better hold on this one. There we go. Okay, So, that fuel injector finally cleared itself, which means both these fuel injectors are working because when I give them power, they power up. So, I have just cleaned these fuel injectors now. Gonna let this sit for a minute so the gaskets don't swell any further. That gasket's pretty swelled up at the moment. If I have to, I'll change it. But I'm just going to because it looks like it's got a little rip in it. I'm one of those people that has an entire gasket kit available to them at all times. So O-rings, because I do enough of work on these things that you have to have this stuff available. So, all right, well, we know that this gasket, this O-ring is pretty trashed. It's falling apart in my hand as we speak, which I kind of assumed was going to happen. That one's, yes, in very rough shape. So dispose of that. We'll pop a new one on there, like so. And there we go. I might even actually go one size bigger than that. Might go a size up. That was a lot of work. I have every tool you could think of out here to get this job done. And all the O-rings disintegrated in my hands the moment I took the fuel system apart to clean it. So I had to put all new O-rings, and I just finished putting all this array of crap back together and refitting things. So that is a job I hope I don't have to do again. I'm gonna hook the tank up and just pray that there's no fuel leaks, because I really don't want to put all that back together again if I can avoid it. That was a lot of work. So anyways, there's that. That is all done now. I am half debating before I put all this back together if I should just do the tank real quick, pull it apart, and see if it's working. I really need to know if the fuel pump is working on that thing or not. And the only way to test that is to, well, obviously plug it in. So I know for a fact that the fuel system on this is good to go. The question now is, if that's good to go, is the fuel pump working properly? I'm going to prime it a few times to make sure that things are coming on how they're supposed to, and I'm not going to be leaking fuel out of this bike. So let me prime it. That was an interesting noise, huh? Cool. Make sure I don't see any leaking. Does not appear so. That I can see anyways. Okay. No, I don't see any fuel leaking down. So everything I did must be doing all right. All right, well, let me try to start it and see what happens. Alrighty, all back together. Looking all sexy. It's gonna get a good wash tomorrow. But there you go. I took the windshield off because damn did I hate that ugly thing that dude had on there. And now it looks like an actual bully. Looks fun now. Looks how it should. That windshield was goofball. Anyways, here you go. She's ready to go. Tomorrow I'm gonna give it a really good wax and wash. Clean up these pipes really, really well. And not a dent on this thing. It's just beautiful. It just has hard water on it, as you can see. A lot of hard water spots from just kind of sitting outside the past 2 days while he was prepping to sell it. But here you go, key on. Everything sounds happy. Let me see if I can hold this in with my knee here while we crank it up. See what it sounds like. Get the clutch in. There we go. Happy bike. Sounds perfect. Probably needs a little bit of run time and some fresh fuel, but sounds good. Sounds happy. I'm probably going to give it an oil change too. There you go. There you go. Good looking bike. Sounds beautiful. She just needed a little bit of love, that's all. Fume myself out in the garage here. But tomorrow I'll wash it, and I'm prepping to sell this guy because it's just a little too small for us. It doesn't have enough power. It was fun while I had it, but yeah. We wanted something a little bigger she would be more comfortable on. This was just not comfortable for her to be on, so we decided to get a different bike. I found this one for a really good deal. I figured it was way too new to have serious problems, so I figure, $1,300. I could part it out for more than that if I couldn't get it running, but clearly just came home, spent 6-7 hours on it and figured out all the little issues, took care of them, did all the work necessary, and boom, good bike. So this 2018 GSXR 250 is going to get sold now. I'll be riding that pristine 2009 Bully, low mileage. Should be a lot of fun. Should be able to get a lot of cruising out of this and have a good time. So anyways, guys, catch you on the flip. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, show me a little love, and I'll catch you guys later. Toodles.